Ladies and gentlemen, you are very welcome to the Panophobics Podcast episode 9.
Episode something.
Yes, it's episode 9. Yeah.
It is?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah, it is.
We had 8 last time.
It should be 9 now, yes.
Yeah. So, we have something interesting that is new. And as you might have heard in the background, there are 2 persons talking. Because we are in a park. Yes, we took our studio microphones and just went out to the park to
which is perfect because they
talk. And we just found out.
Everything.
Well, we didn't just find out, but there is like a water thing in the background that
fountain
does generate some noise. So,
well, on my microphone it's not that loud, but on yours
yeah.
it
Well,
is.
on mine it's not really that loud either, but it's like in the background, you know.
You can hear it, but it's okay.
Yeah. So we have those 2 kind guys, which is one Matthias. Hello. Hey. Woo. They are both really happy to be in that podcast.
They had no choice.
Indeed so. So, since we are in the...
So who are we?
Who are we? I don't know. I forgot.
Bunch of stupid idiots.
Well, I'm Max.
And I'm Vincent.
The main host.
Well, fuck you. Oh, fuck you. He's an asshole.
Yes,
always.
So, yeah, since we're in the park, we don't have anything.
We don't have a list. We don't have anything. We just have background noise.
Yeah, we have background noise. That should compensate for the list.
That's new. So it kind of is a test recording, kind of, because we can now see what kind of possibilities we have.
Yes.
If we indeed could fly to space and do a podcast on the ISS.
Yeah, we would
now
totally do that if somebody would pay for the trip.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and like the preparation and everything, that would be like costing about so much money I wouldn't even make in my life. So.
It's okay. No, but now we know that the night podcast could work.
Yeah.
Doing photos and chilling out and about in the night.
Indeed so, yes. And I could actually bring my tablet for the list.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Being the quality podcast we always want to be.
Yeah, you don't have to aim for what you are, you have to aim for what you want to be.
Yes, that's right. So we're having a premium podcast right out in the park with
it's great.
2 bunch of idiots flying around,
and the sun is going down. It's going to be cold in like half an hour.
Yeah, but
so it's not going to be that long of a podcast probably. But
well, it will be that long that it is going to be like either 1 hour, which is we have to stop the time because the display isn't open. So have it like, yeah, should be fine. So the sun is settling down pretty much in
but it's a nice day out.
half an hour or something. It really was a really nice day. Yeah, and Vincent used this day by playing one ridiculous game, which he talked about.
I'm afraid to talk about it because I bitched about it so much in the last podcast.
So yeah, he really told you guys how shitty this game is. And
you're right, I'm playing Wing Commander 3.
No, he's not.
I'm definitely not playing Wing Commander 3.
No, it was Elite Dangerous.
Yes.
Which he said is a really shitty game.
Well, I never really played it, just read the comments on it, and many people on release said it was a bad game because you had nothing to do. And now it's better. I mean, now I before buying it, I read the comments on it now, and like on release 50% of the people said it's okay, and the other 50% said it's complete utter bullshit.
So you went to Amazon when you were viewing that game, you went like if you go to Amazon and want a product and you just read like the 1-star
yes. Kind of that.
Yeah.
No, but I read through like IGN and game.
There's a guy walking past us like towards us that's looking really, really ridiculous.
Even more really ridiculous than we are.
Yes.
But those
Actually, nobody's
guys.
staring at us. I'm really surprised.
No, those guys are staring at us.
Oh, really?
All the every time I watch over there, I just see the guy awkwardly
I'm
staring
sitting
at
on my microphone cable. That's professional.
So yeah, I read like through reviews and everything, and was like, it's not a good game on release. But now I watch it and was like, I just want a game where he just spilled his
Just
beer.
bear with me 1 minute. I'm sitting on my microphone cable and I need a way to fix my cable.
Okay, we'll
without
just
dropping my
wait
beer.
till
So there we go.
So you ready?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I read the reviews on Elite Dangerous
Yeah.
on release, and they were bad. And now I read them, and most people said it's a good game. And I just wanted a game where I just can like. The thing that bothered me with Star Citizen is in its state that it has now is. In Star Citizen, you only can fly around and fight people because
So
that's the only thing that's
to
released.
clarify that Star Citizen is not that good of a game.
It's a great game. It's an awesome game,
Damn
but
it.
currently is missing the key component that it
Yeah.
will have in half a year probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's they just released the dogfighting module, which is okay, which is great, but well, I just wanted a game where I can just fly around, buy new ships, trade, do whatever the fuck I want. And
Yeah.
to be honest, Elite Dangerous does that pretty good, but it doesn't do good in like if you want a game where you just fly around and fight people, don't buy Elite Dangerous. Like the best comment I read about Elite Dangerous, and I have to verify that it's a really good comment because it is just like that. Elite Dangerous does one hell of a job to show you that you are completely insignificant. You have nothing of value. You're just a small guy in the middle of a galaxy doing nothing that matters.
Well, okay. That sounds really, really good.
And to sum up Elite Dangerous, it's the perfect space simulator. Like Space Simulator 2015. You could call it that because you just fly around for hours doing nothing, searching for stuff, doing jobs that you don't want but you need money,
Yeah.
and buying ships that are so ridiculously looking that you just don't want them, but you buy them because they're just better on paper.
Yeah. So
And they sound good.
yeah, the sounds are good. Like
The sounds are awesome. They made so good
to
sounds.
describe it from my perspective, it was like when was it? Like on Monday or Tuesday when you bought that game?
Yep.
And it was I knew his opinion of that game like from the podcasts, and yeah, he was like, "Oh, I just bought Elite Dangerous," and I was like, "What? Why did he buy it?" And then it was like, "Yeah, okay, I think just to try it out, I guess, and
Yes.
see how shitty it is." And yeah, the next day I was in university and asking him how much he paid for it. It was like maybe he bought it because it was reduced or something, and like $15 because it was like that shitty. And yeah, wasn't it all? How expensive was it?
50.
50
euros.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
not
So
60 nuts.
50 euros he paid for it, and was like, oh, okay.
On release it was 70, so
Yeah, that's like ridiculously overpriced.
it is. To be
Yeah.
honest, even now I'm playing it, it's overpriced for that, yes.
Yes, so yeah. He kept texting me over the week how good this game is, and it was like every time I got like such a text, I was like, what the fuck? I mean, he was like talking about how shitty it is, and I joined in because I trusted him in his taste, and now it turned out to be wrong.
Well, I still think it's not that great of a game for...
But it's
like,
not as shitty as you described it.
No, it's definitely not.
Yeah.
It's just... I would say it's a niche game because you just have to like what it does. If you don't like what it does, you're just fucked. Because it does a very special job, like... It really is like in very, very fucking old game where you just fly around. You have no clue what you're doing. You have no arrows pointing in directions. You have no... Like the mission description is go to that fucking star system and look. Search for anything. And then you search for anything, but you don't know what you're searching for. So you look at everything, and then you realize, oh, I just had to look for that.
Yes.
So
That's not a game for me. But since you are extremely bored every time,
yes, I was just so bored, and
it
it's
kind
a
of
great
is your game, yeah.
for being bored.
And a funny thing about Elite Dangerous, we just bought like the Humble Bundle,
Yes.
which was like was the Origin bundle too, and it was like really great games in there. Well, actually, it was just one game, which I bought it for, but it says there were new games coming soon, like it always does on Humble Bundle.
Yep.
You buy it and you don't know which games are coming. It was like, oh, what game might that be? Because it was like all highly rated titles like Dragonite Age Origins
And Paggle.
and Peggle, yeah. But yeah, well, I thought it was getting like good games in the extension.
I thought those so too,
Yeah,
I have to be
and
honest.
then it was like, here you go, have Wing Commander 3 and 4 and some other games that really don't matter because they were
Ultima 7.
Ultima 7. They were already free on Origin.
Yes, they were. So that's pretty shitty to do that, but well, it's well.
You will have an extra that you could get anyway, but you'll have it as an extra.
Because you paid for it.
Because fuck you, that's why.
But yeah. So I have to be honest, I like Elite. I will probably stop playing it the moment Star Citizen has another extension going. Because the ships in Star Citizen look like way better. And they fly way better.
Yeah, I have to confirm that.
It's just Star Citizen is like an action game, you fly around, you shoot people. Elite Dangerous is farming simulator in space. It's fun, but different. And definitely not for everyone.
Yeah, Mummy says I'm special.
So I have to say, like, Star Citizen is probably the mainstream space sim that's coming out in the next few years.
Yeah, well, there should be one, yes. It's somehow a market that hasn't been touched yet. Like, it was like, all those space simulators came out, and it was like, Freelance or something, that was like so many
Freelancer was
years ago.
2003, and then it stopped.
Yeah, and then it was like,
Nothing.
No, we don't. No.
Well, the X series
No.
kept on going and kept on being worse.
Yeah, well, that might be the reason. What was this? When came out? When did Star Wars Battlefront 2 came out?
I don't know.
Oh, it's such a long time ago, wasn't it?
But it was a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, it
Probably
was
around
such a long time ago.
2004.
And
also.
I really liked the dogfighting in there, like for the space battles.
Well, they were okay, but yeah.
Well, I was like, oh yeah, that's like fucking
They
genius.
were good. I mean, they were
'Cause
perfect for the game. Yes.
No, I liked it because you have to like get from one ship to like the ship of the enemies, and like you have to get in and get out,
Yeah, it was a
and
great
you have to
mode.
do stuff on the enemy ship. Like you have to walk around and shoot people, and on that way it was like really difficult. And you could only also destroy like the things you could like inside the ship. You could do that outside, and it was like that was like a really fun to play battle
Yes,
thing for
it
from
was.
Star
It
Wars.
definitely
Like
was.
Star Wars multiplies the awesomeness by 2, and
Yes.
yeah, it was really great, and that was for me the best space fight dodge space flight thing that came out, and then it was like complete silence on that market.
It was. It was dead, and I always loved space simulators. I was a huge nerd playing all of the space sims, and
Yeah.
I was so sad not seeing anyone. And then like, they just popped up everywhere. I mean, just look at Steam now. There's so many space sims in quotation marks
Yeah.
here, but there's so many games that have the same direction, kind of. I mean, I'm happy with it. I like the games.
Yeah, I like the games too, but they're so different now. Actually,
Yes.
I didn't think that there are so many different space simulators or space games
Yes.
that have so much difference in them. Like if you take Elite or Star Citizen, it's like worlds.
It's worlds. It definitely is. It's just so different. I mean, I didn't know how the finished products will compare, but still, I think even they're just gonna be a huge difference between them.
Yes.
I mean, you have to say, like, Elite is completely procedural generated. That's why they can have the whole Milky Way
Yeah.
as a playable universe. Star Citizen, on the other hand, is mostly built by hand.
Yeah.
So that's just gonna be different. But
Well, if something is built by hand, the quality is actually better. But in computer games, it's somehow
Well, it's
there are more details in it, and it's more like the love to the detail that points out. But it's
but let's be honest. What do you want in this?
well,
what
if you fly past like a rock in space and
it's just a
fly,
rock
like,
in space. I mean, if
2
you fly
times
through the
light.
solar system, it's just a sun in the middle and some planets around.
yes,
So you can easily procedural generate those because, I mean,
yes,
to be honest, they're just yeah.
yeah.
planets.
So you have to. I think if those two would combine, you would get like the universal
It
all-time best graphics.
It would be so great. I mean, I'm now really like, I want an Oculus Rift so bad because Elite has complete Oculus support,
Yeah,
And I just-
that's like the coolest thing ever to have like a space sim that has Oculus Rift support.
and it's just so great. Just being, I mean, I
And
looked
I'm
around
so
with my
gonna live at
mouse
your
in the
place if you have
cockpit
that.
and I was like, oh. It's just so awesome.
The other two guys are now looking at us like we would be retarded.
We are.
Like we're drinking beer too, so we're not that strange, are we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like Elite. I like the jumping sequence when you jump in front of a sun and you just orgasm instantly.
Yeah. Well, that seems to be fun. Yeah.
But I love, like, I did a test on Elite Dangerous. It's like from Gamester, a German game magazine.
Yeah.
And they had a test like, if test now if Elite is a game for you. And like when you do the test, it's like, okay, what are what kind of questions are those? And now that I'm playing Elite, it's like, okay, these are the questions you need to ask yourself if you like this kind of stuff. If you don't play Elite.
Yeah.
And I made the test, and it was like, it was fairly good rated for me. Like, yeah, you probably enjoy it. It's like, okay, yeah, I love jumping in front of the sun and just being like, oh, it's the sun. And I mean, it's not that I just jumped like 3 times and I liked it. I jumped 50 times and still I'm like, oh, the sun.
Yeah.
And I mean, I
that's
just
not
bought a
like
new
with me.
ship.
I did
and
that
you,
test
you
too.
can't see your fucking ship. It's just you sit in your cockpit and you start flying like, I have a new ship. It looks slightly different in the cockpit. Okay, that's it. It sounds better though. So
Yeah.
so it's not a game. It's like a real old game. It's not showing you like, oh, it's great. You have a new ship. It's great. Yeah, you completed your mission. It's
Yeah.
great. You docked on the station. It's just you did it. I don't care. Like, do whatever you want. I don't care about it. And that's
Yeah.
a great thing.
Oh, that dog looks ridiculous.
Who's walking ho?
Yeah, you have to read the shotgun rules for that. The shotgun rules. Yes, an epic fight between all passengers, but not the driver. He's just
It's-
laughing
It's so
himself
fun
up.
being the driver.
Yeah. That's really mean. But
It-
we already reported how retarded I was getting that
Yes.
scene.
So we can talk about these things here.
Oh yeah. So we went to the park
I
and in
fucked up and you-
preparation to going to the park, and since we're like aeronautical students, which mainly are obsessed with space, as you might have not known from the podcast before. So we started to build matchstick rockets.
Those things are awesome.
They're really awesome.
And they work. If
Well,
you know
mine
how
works.
to build them. So we built 3 rockets, 1 works.
Yeah, that was
And
the
now
one
it doesn't
I built.
anymore
Yes, I just wanted to clarify that I built that rocket that worked.
Yeah. How do you... Well, I built them too big. I thought, go big or go home. So we first tried out all 3 of them, and well, Max's rocket didn't work at all. Like mine, the power of the matchstick had just hadn't enough power to throw the aluminium rockets into the sky, and his just burned out the front.
Yes.
So he tried it again, and I was like, "Are you stupid? It had a hole in it." So he had the great idea that the fuel the matchstick had just like all the ashes just plugged the hole, and it worked. And
Yes.
I was confused because mine, well, they don't work anymore. I mean, we
Yes.
could try like later, but they don't really work anymore. And his just worked. It was great. So we fired 3 rockets.
Well, that's my concept is actually the best. Let's try and ask Elon Musk
We
with
should.
his
But then we first have
reusable
to,
rockets. Use one of them that already fell down.
because the hole is
the
already
holes
plugged
and
up.
everything that is like broken should be fixed by that.
Because it just fixes itself. Because if you have a hole and there's like burning parts, it will just melt and then it will be closed.
Yes. I think
We will
that's
build
pretty
grey
genius.
rockets.
And we won't get a job at SpaceX ever.
Well, we won't either way because we are not American citizens.
Yeah, well, you could get. I mean, it's not impossible.
Yeah, but it's hard as fuck.
Yes, so is to get to be like a German citizen if you weren't born German.
Yes, it is, but I mean,
And we are German.
but you can get a job if you're like from outer space in Germany. You could just land here as an alien, go to I
Yes,
don't
that's
know
right.
VW and get a job because they don't even fucking care where you're from.
That's right. If you're a professional, come to Germany, they will take you, and they will love you. Yes.
And they will take you from the back and the front,
Yeah. Mostly.
mostly. So another thing happened with my brain, and everyone around me now thinks I'm stupid.
Yes, because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I'm talking about the button.
Oh yeah, the button.
The button.
That was like a ridiculous thing that I got to know in university.
Well, I stumbled upon it by browsing Reddit like always, and then stumbling across the button. It's just a fucking button with a timer, and nobody knows what will happen when it reaches 0 because
I still have the theory that all the assigned groups just like diminish and everybody could click again.
Or I think it will just be like April Fool's motherfucker on this, just on the page where the button used to be, because
Because it started on 1st of April and
it started on April Fool's, and it's like the longest April Fool's joke ever, because it just keeps on
It's
going.
awesome.
So I'll just
I
explain
really
it
like it.
the way I understand it. So it's just a button on a subreddit with a timer next to it that runs from 60 to 0.
Yeah.
Well, supposedly to 0, nobody knows. And so everyone just pressed the button in the beginning, and they got assigned a color. Mostly purple, because most people just pressed the button and nobody had time to just let the timer run down.
Yeah.
So
But
in 10
like champions
seconds...
like me do have the green button, like the green group.
So yeah, so every 10 seconds is a different color. So it's like purple, blue, green,
Orange.
yellow.
Red.
Orange and red are the most rarest. So red is from 10 seconds down to 0.
Yes.
Presumably nobody ever went under 8 seconds.
Yeah.
The clock didn't run under 8 seconds, because if someone on the world presses the button, it just gets reset to 60 seconds.
Yes. But you
then-
can only press it once.
And every user can press it once, and you have to have a Reddit account that was created before April 1st.
Yes.
And I pressed it, and I got yellow 26 seconds, because I'm awesome, because I'm more awesome than Max, because he has green.
Yeah, I have green. I pressed on it like way before.
Did you
But
check what kind of number you
I
had?
still didn't get to
Ah.
know which time I got exactly, but I'm green, so I'm between, what was that, 20 and 30 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm no,
No,
you're
it's
between
like 30 to
40
40.
and 30 seconds, and I'm between 30 and 20.
Yeah. Okay.
And then orange is between 20 and 10, and red is between 10 and 0.
Oh, okay.
And over you are like 40 to 50 is blue, and 50 to 60 is purple.
That's good.
And so nobody knows what's up with this fucking button, and they're now even like kind of religions about it, like the gracists, how they're like how I like to call them, because those are the guys not pressing the button. They have a gray dot next to the name. Like
Yeah.
I have a yellow and Max has a green, and they don't want to press the button because they say
You
they
have
just
to resist.
they have to resist. They have to resist, like they just they have to resist the temptation.
Temptation.
And it's really fun to just read through the subreddit because it's fun as fuck. And
It really is like.
and like the discussions if you should press the button or not. But I have to show you a story afterwards. It's just like some guy who is really good at writing stories. Like he should write a book.
Okay.
And he wrote a story about the button, like two guys sitting in front of the button and just looking at the time, and one was a purple that pressed a 60 seconds, like
Okay.
right in the beginning, and he's a gray, he didn't press at all, and then he's just like sitting there, and the timer runs down. They just talk about how he just wants it to end, and how the purple says it can never end. It's just like they can't let it end, and it's just really interesting to read through.
It is really interesting. Like
And
right now, like several of 800,000 people pressed on this fucking button.
Yes,
It's like what
I
the
mean
fuck?
it's running. It is running since the April 1st. It's just running and running.
It's never reached zero. That's like the most amazing thing.
That's just
But it's like oh, there's a button. Let's press on it. Yeah, and it runs
it's like
as long as
Terry
there's
Pratchett
nobody
said.
left to press it.
Like Terry Pratchett said, like if you have if you make a button, like a red button, and just like right on top of it, warning: do not press the red button.
Everybody would.
The paint wouldn't have time to dry because the button already would have been pressed.
Indeed, so yes. You should put like super glue on it so the person who presses the button gets stuck.
And so it's really fun to just watch and look how many people just press the button. And there's so many people just wanting to get it red.
Yes.
So under 10 seconds and just waiting for the clock to run to 10 seconds. But it just never happens because so many people just press it by random.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Like I did.
And I just got to the subreddit, didn't know what the fuck it was about, just looked at the time and was like, I can't let it reach 0. I just can't. And then at 26 seconds I just pressed the button. I mean, if I would have waited probably like 2 seconds longer, someone else would have pressed it, but
Yeah.
I was like, I can't reach, it can't reach 0. It's not, it isn't good. I just pressed the button. And then I read through and like, oh, that's what it's about. It was really fun.
Yeah, it was with me like too. Like you told me, oh look, there's a button on a subreddit and you have to, and there's a time on it. It was like, oh cool, a button.
It's just so fun. Like, oh, I got a color. I'm yellow, and he's just, oh, I got green. Okay, that's strange. But it's really fun. I just love to read through subreddits.
Yes.
I mean, like today I fucked up. It's the best. Just to read how people just
it's
are
like
even
so mean
more
to laugh
stupid.
about those things, but thus, why are they putting it up on Reddit? So other people could laugh about it. So I think laughing about like today I fucked up is really funny thing.
It's just so good. I love
I
this.
really love that story about that guy who walks into like the coffee place.
The coffee place.
And
Yes.
he always says names like Maboob when the waiter wants like the name
Ah, yes.
and to write it on the cup, and then they call out the name later. And this guy actually had like a tragic backstory of about his like brother. Or what
I
was
think it was his brother. Yes,
and he was called Jeff, Jeff or something,
something.
and he was like, he went to the counter and ordered his coffee, and it was like, what name he was, and what is that, like the, how do you call that person? Bartender?
Yes.
Bartendress.
Bartista? Oh no, that's a wrestler. Sorry. No.
Yeah. She asked for his name, and he was like, yeah. And then she said, oh yeah, I'll just take Jeff. And somehow he got reminded of that time. And yeah, he got really sad about it and was like crying. So the bartender called out his name, well, Jeff, and he went to take it in tears and then ran out to just walk straight against the door.
It was I read it and I started laughing.
And it was
I
like
felt
during
so
that
bad.
lecture.
I felt so bad because like I laughed about a guy that's crying, and because he's crying he can't see and he runs into a wall, door, whatever, and I just laugh about him because it's just,
Yeah, it was like so much fun to
it
read.
was so good. But
So
I just
if
laughed.
you don't have anything to do, just go on reddit.com/r/TIFU for Today I Fucked Up. It's just great.
It's just, their stories are great. Some are not that good, but most of them are just hilarious. I mean, how people can fuck up that bad. it's just so funny. I mean, I love the guy that just went to I don't know, a gas station, I think,
Yeah,
and just wanted to buy like a 6-liter of beer for his friends.
yeah.
So he just went there, like he had a fake ID, like everyone in the US does, because they just have to be 21 to buy beer. And he just went there, just got the beer, goes to the counter, and then just like the lady behind the counter says, "Yeah, I have to see your ID." He's like, "Yeah, no problem." Like puts like his fake ID on the counter, and
Says
he never had a
McLovin.
problem.
It says McLovin.
I don't know what his name was.
Ah, you don't know McLovin.
I don't know. You need to show me the fucking movie.
Bastard for not watching Superbad.
So, but he just like puts his ID down, and he never had problems with the ID because it was presumably pretty good, and everyone just like, oh, I don't care. You just give him his beer, and then she just looked at it, started laughing like, oh, it has to be fake. And he's like, hey, what? No, it's real. I mean, what? And she just looked at it and just turned it over and like your signature. It's nobody can write that bad. It's just it has to be fake. And he's like, haha, no, I just have bad handwriting. Let me show you. And then he pulls out his real ID and shows her his signature on his real ID, and she just starts laughing and says like, how do people like you just? How do we let people like you breed on our planet? And just starts laughing.
Yeah, but well, my ID does have like a really, really bad signature too, so I can feel with this guy.
But it was just funny, like the moment he just pulls out his real ID.
Look here, I really write that bad. So yeah. Well,
It's just
actually, about IDs in Canada, where I had my like year
Yeah.
after the what is it called, A levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like at a bar, and in Canada you can drink when you're like 19, and it was just like 19. So every time I was asking for beer or something, or went to into a BC liquor store or something, I was asked for my ID. But never ever somebody commented my photo, because like on the German ID pages, like there's like your passport, which contains logically your picture, and we have like a personal passport, which is smaller and fits easily into your pocket, and that is used to identify yourself if you're within the European Union and stuff, like
Yeah.
just for like short,
It's your normal
short
ID,
distance.
pretty much.
Well, it's a normal ID, but it's smaller to fit in your pocket. Well, at least the new one. I have the old one, which is slightly bigger.
I have the new one, yes, sir.
But it actually fits easily into my wallet. So I was pulling that out, which is not common in Canada, but it usually works. and it's really a pain in the ass to carry around your passport. Like the German passport is like really fancy big thing. And yes, we are looking like really confused in every direction because there was someone whistling.
Yes, there's just someone whistling and calling someone. I think the dog that is sitting.
Oh yeah.
Well.
Oh yeah, maybe. So we went into that pub and I showed my ID to the bartender, and she was like, "I don't give you beer." I was like, "Why?" I said, "What the fuck? Read the date." And she was like, "Oh really? Yeah. Oh yeah, the date is good. Yeah, you can have beer." I said, "Why the fuck did you say I wouldn't get beer?" I was like, "Yeah." She said, "Your picture on your pass looks so fucking hilarious, as if you were like 14 now." And it's true. Like my picture on my ID looks like so ridiculously young.
It really did.
It was like 14, and she really said like, "I think you were like 14 or something." It was like, "Thank you very much for that. I have my own car. I travel through your country, and I do all sorts of stuff." And it was like, "Yeah, you look like 14. Thank you very much to that
Wow.
bartendress in Jasper, in the Rocky Mountains. Go fuck yourself."
Yeah, well, I mean, my old picture on my old ID looked stupid as fuck because it was the picture I took the picture when like round about like the same time of year as right now, and I have allergies.
Oh, you have allergies.
I have allergies, and they are fucking bad because
Yeah.
I just normally I look stoned as fuck, but now I have a new medicine and it works really well.
Oh, you have
but
like another thing now?
No, I just have like the nasal
the spray.
Is it working better if I do this?
I don't understand you if you're talking like that. you're really silent then.
No. So I just have like a really good nasal spray,
Oh, okay.
and it's really good. And so now it's working out pretty good. But in that time I didn't have it, and I was like, really fuck. Normally, like every day, I looked stoned as fuck because my eyes are red.
Yeah.
And normally I wouldn't sleep that well, so I was tired as fuck also. So I was like, I looked as if I would have just smoked a ton of weed. And then that time the picture was taken, I was like looking like stoned as fuck.
So somebody just joined us.
Hello.
So yeah, somebody just looked confused because we're recording a podcast in a park, which is naturally and really common.
But I just loved my old picture. But I'm so happy I have a new ID now because I don't have the fucking picture anymore. I mean, I got stopped in my car from the police, like pulled over, and they just looked at my ID and they just started
But
laughing.
that's great. Like they already have like something to compare it with, like your current look with the look when you're stoned, and then they look at, oh no, he's in stone. There you can go.
No, they just laughed about it. Like, oh, that's quite some good time ago, isn't it? And it's like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Like, yeah. I was 15 when the picture was taken.
Yeah, but like I had like 3 pictures taken now. Like the current picture of me is on my passport because I just got it new, and
it looks bad.
Like no, that one is actually pretty good. I showed myself from my best side. But like the one I have on my driver's license, holy shit. In German it's called Führerschein, and it really gets like the meaning of I look like Hitler on it.
You just look like Adolf.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's like Führerschein.
Nine.
Yeah, so
So just being bad as always.
these are our passport pictures in a nutshell.
Yes, or every German passport picture in a nutshell.
Yeah. It really doesn't look like
those
the person.
fucking biometric pictures, they always look bad.
You shall not smile.
And the one time I really got fucked by a photograph because he said,
you got fucked by a photograph.
tell me more about it. No, because he said like, oh, you can smile a bit, but you just like you just you just like lift up the corner of your mouth a bit, but not that much. You can't smile like a lot, but just a bit. And then I just like, okay, so I guess I should smile a bit. And the photo just looked so creepy because like I was like looking at the camera, and then it's like this creepy small smile, like I see you. Like, oh fuck!
I will get you in your sleep.
Yes. That just, it looks so bad, but
Well, actually, I can't really understand it. Shall I propose something better for understanding ourselves?
yes,
Let's switch the headphone jacks.
we can do that. We can
Like
do
now
that.
we don't hear.
I don't hear I don't hear anything. I just put it in your hole. I
Hey,
put
Put it in my hole.
I just put it in your hole. And
Oh yes.
oh my god.
Oh yeah, that's
It's
that's hilarious.
it's confusing as fuck.
Yes, but now I can understand you like really, really well.
What?
And you just what are you
Where
doing?
the fuck is my cable going? Oh, there it is. My cable just went like through my leg and everything.
Oh yeah, can you turn your volume down a bit? It's like
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Is it better?
yeah, that's
That's better. And I scream at you.
how could you even listen to that if you were like that loud?
I can listen. I can just shut off my own like voice.
Oh, okay.
I'm really good at it because normally I don't listen to myself.
Okay. Well, that's good. So, the music has started
The
again.
music has started. So don't mind the not music in the background. There's no music in the background. You're not hearing music in the background.
No, you won't. Can I just get like
Yeah.
your settings is like is that
I don't know. I don't know if it's better.
no, it's not. So
It's not.
like yeah, that's good.
That's kind of now.
Oh, yes.
yes. Now we are at that point of the podcast again where you're just talking to the microphone and get orgasms all time long.
Oh yes, because like the orgasms. The microphone.
Because of the orgasms, yes.
Because the microphones are so fucking good.
Yes, they are. But it's a good idea. I don't know why we never did it like that because now we can hear you and
Like
you
the
can hear
cables
me.
are long enough, and like we
Yeah,
always
like
had
more
like
than long enough. That's the only thing that really annoys me about my headphones because I have like the cheap headphones and Max have the really expensive ones, like not really expensive but more expensive ones, and he got like 3 cables with his headphones, so really, really, really fucking long you don't need, then really long and curly. So you can extend to really, really fucking long you don't need. And then a normal sized cable you actually could need. And I just got the really fucking long ones. It was like, oh shit. So
I really like that. It's because I have like the short cable and I never use it, but I use it actually just to annoy the hell out of him.
yes, I can understand because every time I go outside, like just want to like listen to music when I just go to like buy bread or anything, just walk outside. It's just like the cable. I just have to like
with
put
me,
off.
I really like that fucking long curly cable because like you can put yourself your
it just
phone everywhere, and I put it like in the inner pocket of my jacket, and then I
cable
put-
everywhere.
and then the cable like outside and in the in like the breast breast thing that you have like if you're wearing like traditional shirts. And you have like at your breast like a pocket, and you put like the cable in there, and from there the cable goes to the headphone. And it always looks like you're some security guy with like
It
some
actually does.
ridiculous oversized headphones.
It's really fun. It's really. I mean, I like the cable. I like the headphones. Everything. I looked at Toman the other day to just check for some headphones because I saw like a musician on YouTube, and she had like headphones I never really saw, and it's like they look kind of good, and they were like 26 euros. We're like there's, but my friend like Julian has them, and they are actually pretty good. I think for the price they're actually pretty good. I mean,
What does he have?
like the headphones. I if we look at Toman again, I can
okay.
show you. I don't know what they're called, but they're actually pretty good for the price.
Well, yeah, Toman has mostly like
they're actually
if it's
studio
actually cheap, but they actually do have some quality in
Yes.
it too. So
So-
you don't get like really bad quality like you get with Apple headphones. Yes,
Yes.
they are so fucking good. Because no, they are not.
So then I looked, just like scrolled through headphones, and then I saw like my headphones, like, oh yeah, okay, I like them. Then I saw your headphones, like, oh yeah, they're good. And then I saw the really expensive Audio-Technica headphones, like, oh shit, like I don't know, like 260 euros for they looked very similar to yours, but
Really?
just a bit different, and they were
Maybe
just,
they just have like other drivers in there.
and you could have like paid 180 euros for yours if you would have bought them in white.
Actually, no. On Amazon they were like cheaper, like the
It's-
same price.
yeah.
But
Wow.
there's like a brown edition
Oh,
that was actually about 250 euros because it was like the deluxe.
it was brown.
Yeah. So, like, I don't want like a brown headphone. That's,
I don't.
no.
I mean, white I can understand. Like white is a
yeah,
color I
but
can
white
understand.
is something like, oh, look at me, I'm fancy.
Yes, and black is just I have a fat phone. I don't care. And brown is just like I'm stupid.
And Beats is, I'm fucking retarded.
Yes, Beats is just retarded. I mean, I don't understand. I just loved how like the girl on like Saturday.
Yeah.
Where she tested your headphones, and I mean they're like really good headphones, and she just normally uses like the really cheap ones for like 10 euros,
Yeah.
and just tested his headphones. And I don't hear difference. Like what the fuck? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I could understand that somebody would say, like, your headphones are shitty because they were always listening to Beats or something. They have, like, a really strong bass, but
Yes,
that's everything.
that's everything you have. There's
So-
no difference in it. It's just
Yeah. So
it's just bam.
if you go for quality, you don't want to have, like, just the bass or just, like, the heights. You just want to have, like, a neutral mix of everything.
Yes.
And actually, if I put my iPod, which I have an iPod Classic, which supposedly
It's
has
really
like
good.
the best, the iPod Classic, the iPod Video, which I had which was my very first iPod I ever had, which was like the 30 gigabytes, and it just it still had like a hard drive in it, which you felt like it would spin up and
That's
load
just
the song.
awesome.
That's like the awesome iPods that were awesome
Yeah.
when Apple built them first, because they were like really that much better than the normal MP3 player. But like at that time,
At that time, yes. Now they're just crappy.
like I still think that the iPod Classics are like
I really
a
like them.
classic. They have like a slightly simple design, and
I really like them.
Don't,
They look good.
yeah, but they're like a bit too big. But
yeah,
they have
but-
like the 80 gigabytes, or what I have the 80 gigabyte version,
wow.
which is like
That's
fancy
awesome.
as fuck, and it's
That's
like half
awesome.
full.
And you have a lot of music. I mean,
Yes, I really need that space. Like when I'm like in 5 years or something, I think I have to get like the 120 gigabyte version.
and you just buy the classic because
Yeah, it's like classic. So
it's just way
but
better.
the iPod Video has, I think it was a Wolfram chip for audio in it, which
Okay.
actually is from, I think, Texas Instruments or something. I'm just babbling stuff I
Yeah.
think
you
I
don't
know.
you don't know
Uh,
anything about, but yes.
But I heard that it would be like the best audio chip in it, because and you notice that it could like emit like a higher volume
Yeah.
overall. Like if I put like the volume all up and use my like converter, like you plug it in and it goes on a FM frequency, you could hear it like
yes.
on any radio, which I use in my car. So
Because he doesn't have a normal audio plug on his radio.
No, I don't. So yeah, I use that, and the transmitter doesn't get like that high. It disturbs the signal because it gets like too high.
Really?
Yes.
Oh shit.
So yeah, it has like a really high end audio chip. Then that was the time when Apple actually had high end stuff in their
Yeah.
in their like.
Now it's just they build cheap stuff and they just sell it for way too much money.
Yeah, like when the iPhone appeared, it was like, oh look, there's an
Well, the
iPhone.
first iPhone
you can
was-
call with it, and you could go to the internet, maybe.
Well, you could.
Like
Rather
the
good.
first iPhone wasn't really good for
It
internet.
was. It
You
was
could
better
Google-
than a normal like Nokia.
Yeah, you could Google something with it, but it wasn't like, no,
No.
you couldn't do anything with it. That's why jailbreaks came out, and they
Yeah.
tried to improve it like on their own. But yeah, Apple kept up like doing all the features, putting all the features into their actual operating system, while they were on like the jailbreak before. Like multitasking was on the jailbreak before.
Yeah.
And like all the fancy features like the drop down menus and something,
Yeah. It's just.
and
It's really interesting.
Yeah, that's like the real inventors were actually the
But-
persons that did it on their own and said like that feature would be really cool, and then the next version it was in iOS.
Yes. But I have to say, like the one thing that really I don't like about my headphones, but that bother me a bit about my headphones is when I plug them into my like normal mobile phone, like my smartphone, and I listen to music. Like normally when like with my just normal headphones, like in ears or like my Teufel,
Yeah.
I just like normally listen to my maximum at half because
Oh, okay.
then it just blasts my ear off.
Yeah.
And with my those headphones, like with the Audio Technicas, I have to listen above half to really have a good listening experience because they just need more power.
Well, it's another thing if you use a laptop or like an MP3 player.
Yes.
If you use like the iPod Classic that can go like really high in the volume, it really is perfect.
Yes.
But if I go with that, like if I listen on full volume on my iPod Classic, and it is just like if you put in the bass boost, it clips.
Yeah,
That's like because it isn't designed for like the overdriven bass.
yeah.
It's just like a studio headphones that should be operated in normal volume and normal equalizer, not like the overdriven equalizers that had the Android phone of the seller of the JBL.
God, that was that was
we
horrible.
were in a MediaMarkt, which is like Best Buy or Future Shop or something,
Yeah.
and you get there to mainly buy technical stuff like laptops or music stations or something. And we had there was like a really fancy JBL music station, which had a really, really good design. I really loved it.
It looks great. I presume the sound would be pretty good also.
Yes. So I tried to connect my iPhone with it because it was like, yeah, it had Bluetooth, and it was like, where the fuck is it? Because like you have hundreds of devices. Because
Yes.
everything in that fucking shop has Bluetooth. If you're in the sound station up department or something, and like the guy came.
Yes.
I was like, oh, you want to listen to it? And it's, yeah, I tried to connect my iPhone to it, but the stupid piece of shit doesn't. So he was like, oh yeah, let's try like the smaller ones. I'm like, okay, let's do that. And I really didn't have like the money for it, and those guys always try to talk you into buying something.
Yes, they do, but
And I was like, yeah, okay, let's give it a listen. And he had like this really shitty equalizer on his mobile phone.
I mean, the
And then-
music was bad also.
Yeah, and
Probably
then-
copied from YouTube.
Like, yeah, something like that, like 96 kilobytes MP3 or something. Well, MP3 is inefficient as shit, but
Yeah, it is.
you could at least, if you want to present something to like a potential buyer, you don't want to put like 96 kilobytes of MP3 on it. It should be like at least 320 or something.
Should be good quality.
So yeah, that was like his first mistake, and the second mistake was like choosing shitty music.
Yes. And so the music just sounded bad, and it clipped. It actually
Yeah.
clipped out of bounds because his equalizer was just pushing bass up his ass, and he's just the music like. Oh,
It's like,
It
how could you
hurt.
do that?
it hurt
Oh.
like fuck, and
Yeah. So that
Well, I got asked by another guy that was probably like a sales checking guy, like how I like buyers like working and like checking on stuff. And so I was listening because like Matthias wanted to buy music for his car, like like a Bluetooth box.
Yeah. Oh, there's the guy again. He actually drove past here again.
Oh. And so we checked out like some like things for like 150 years.
Yeah.
Roundabout. So they were pretty good. They were just great. Like the JBL Charge 2, it was.
Yeah, something.
Really good. Really good. I loved it. But then, well, a guy kind of like, can you check like if you like you're listening to this, can you check like the normal, like the really the product that is cheap as fuck. It's like 45 years, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, just listen to it and tell me about it. Like, yeah, well, the sound's not that good. I was like, I didn't want to say that it's like crappy as fuck because I knew he was like with the department and everything. So like, yeah, it's okay, I guess. And well, the sound is not as good, but yeah, it's only 50 years or 45 or whatever. I didn't want to tell him that Amazon has one that I have in my kitchen or we have in our kitchen, because it's way cheaper and has better sound. And so he was like, yeah, but it has an SD card slot. Yeah, it has, but the sound, well, yeah. So I didn't tell him that it was really, really bad, but it's not good at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, porn music. All the time I hear that song, I think about porn because I watched a porno with that song in it, and all the time I hear that song, it's just porn.
And it's a really good song.
It really is, but it's porn.
Yeah. I wish to show it like to let you listen to it a bit closer,
but
I don't think you can hear it in the background at all.
I hope a bit. I can hear a bit, but I don't know.
But we don't want to get thrown off because Germany has that giant
it's so
and brilliant feature of like the organization which is called GEMA,
bitch.
And it like just says to YouTube that they should like delete the videos, so they just deny access for German people on it.
It's so bad.
Yeah,
it's so
fuck
bad.
you, GEMA.
Yeah, because I mean it's the company that, well, they get money for the artists, kind of, but really they just get money for themselves because artists don't rely on them anymore. In the beginning, where they were
in the beginning
founded, they were really, really important because they made it possible for smaller artists to get money.
Yes.
But now it's just stupid because most artists.
The purpose of this company is just to finance themselves via marketing, and that's like just.
It's bad.
I hate it,
and that's
everybody hates it.
Yes, well, everybody, yes, yeah, it's just
so,
it's bad. So.
Yeah.
So, I think we should wrap it up.
Yeah, I think like we have a good hour. No, well, is it a good hour? Let's open my display.
I would say like slightly under an hour.
Oh yes, we have 95 minutes and 16 seconds.
Perfect, 1 hour. We are so good.
Yeah.
Our inner clock is working. So,
oh.
Yeah. What?
You seem to clip a lot, but
well, I don't fucking care. So we'll definitely have to.
Fuck shit. That was like, did you change something on your microphone?
I didn't do anything. I'm holding it like that. So.
Well, okay, that's fine.
So we're just gonna check the audio, and check how it's
how bad it is.
How bad it is, but we'll probably just put it up. I mean,
yeah. Well, should be fine.
And if not, we.
Yeah. Well, I just don't. I just didn't talk. Yeah.
You're not that loud, or?
I'm exactly as loud as you are.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we use the same settings on each and every device.
So
thank you very much for listening to
you
this.
You are awesome, guys.
Piece of outside podcast bullshit.
Outside podcast.
And we will now.
It's fancy.
We will now join our colleagues, which are actually playing football right now.
American football.
American football. Yes.
Not German sucking football.
Well, then I would have said like Fußball.
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 So, have a great evening, day, morning,
Yes.
night, whatever. And yeah. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time when it's again the Panophobics Podcast with Max and
Vincent.
so.
See you guys.
Good night.